What would you do if you failed? Not once. Not 10 times. But 100 times? Would you keep going? Or would you finally decide that your dream simply wasn't meant for you? Today, I want to tell you the story of a boy who faced rejection again and again. A boy who was told to quit. A boy who almost gave up. But didn't. And because he didn't, his life changed forever. Welcome to IQ English Podcast. I'm Mary. And this is The Boy Who Failed 100 Times. The Dream. Alex grew up in a small town where life rarely changed. Every morning looked the same. Every street looked familiar. Every day felt predictable. But Alex had a dream that was much bigger than his town. When he was 8 years old, his father took him to an airport for the first time. Alex still remembered every detail. The giant windows. The crowds of travelers. The smell of coffee. The rolling suitcases. The excitement in the air. Then suddenly, he saw it. A huge airplane moving slowly toward the runway. His eyes widened. His heart raced. The aircraft accelerated. Faster. 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 And then it lifted into the sky. Alex couldn't believe what he was seeing. It looked impossible. A machine that heavy, flying through the clouds. He watched until it disappeared. Then he looked up at his father and said, "I want to do that." His father smiled. "You want to fly?" Alex nodded. More than anything. His father placed a hand on his shoulder. "Then never stop chasing that dream." Those words stayed with Alex for years. As Alex grew older, his dream never changed. While his friends talked about sports, music, and video games, Alex studied airplanes. He read books about aviation. He watched documentaries. He learned everything he could. Years passed. Eventually, the day arrived. The day he would take the entrance examination for flight school. He had prepared for months. He felt nervous. But he also felt ready. This was the first step toward becoming a pilot. And Alex opened it immediately. His hands were shaking. His eyes scanned the page. Then his stomach dropped. He had failed. Silence filled the room. His dream suddenly felt very far away. That night, he sat alone. The rejection letter lying on the desk beside him. For the first time in years, he questioned himself. Maybe he wasn't smart enough. Maybe he wasn't talented enough. Maybe flying was only a dream. But the next morning, he tried again. The failures. Months turned into years. Alex took the exam again. Failed. Again. Failed. Again. Failed. 10 times. 20 times. 30 times. Each rejection hurt. Each failure felt personal. His confidence slowly began to disappear. People started talking. Friends said, "Maybe it's time to move on. You've tried enough. Why keep suffering?" Even family members became worried. One evening, his mother sat beside him. "Alex," she said softly, "I don't want to see you hurt anymore. I just want you to be happy." Alex looked down. "I know." But deep inside, he couldn't let go of the dream. Not yet. The darkest night. One rainy evening, after another rejection letter arrived, Alex finally broke. He sat alone in his room. The walls were covered with airplane posters. The same posters that once inspired him. Now they only reminded him of failure. He stared at the latest rejection letter. Then another. And another. Dozens of them. Stacked together. Years of disappointment. Years of effort. Years of hope. Gone. Tears filled his eyes. Maybe everyone was right. Maybe he should quit. Maybe some dreams simply weren't meant to come true. For the first time, Alex decided he was finished. No more exams. No more studying. No more disappointment. The dream was over. Or so he thought. The old pilot. A few days later, Alex visited the airport one last time. Not to study. Not to prepare. Just to say goodbye to the dream. He sat quietly near a large window watching airplanes take off. Then an elderly man sat beside him. The man wore an old pilot's jacket. His hair was gray. His face was lined with age. But his eyes seemed full of life. The old man noticed Alex staring at the runway. "You love airplanes, don't you?" Alex nodded. "I used to." The pilot smiled. "Used to?" Alex told him everything. The failures. The rejection letters. The disappointment. The embarrassment. The 100 reasons he wanted to quit. When he finished speaking, the old pilot remained silent for a moment. Then he asked, "Do you know how many times I failed before becoming a pilot?" Alex shook his head. The old man laughed. "A lot more than people think." He looked out toward the runway. "People see the uniform. They see the success. They see the destination. They never see the journey." Alex listened carefully. The old pilot continued, "My son, success is often hiding behind the failure that finally makes people quit." Then he stood up, smiled, and said, "Don't stop one step before the finish line." Attempt number 101. That conversation changed everything. Alex went home, opened his books again, started studying again. This time he wasn't studying to prove anyone wrong. He was studying because he refused to abandon his dream. Months later, he took the exam again. Attempt number 101. When the test ended, he felt different. Calmer. Stronger. Whatever happened, he knew he had given everything. Weeks later, another envelope arrived. Alex stared at it. His heart pounded. He almost couldn't open it. Finally, he unfolded the paper. His eyes moved across the page. Then he froze. One word stood out. "Congratulations." He read it again. And again. And again. Tears filled his eyes. After years of rejection, he had finally been accepted. The dream was alive. Years later, Captain Alex became one of the most respected pilots in his airline. One day, a young student approached him. "Captain Alex, can I ask you something?" "Of course." "How did you keep going after failing so many times?" Alex smiled. The question instantly brought back years of memories. Then he answered, "I never failed 100 times. The student looked confused. Alex continued. I learned 100 lessons. Every mistake taught me something. Every rejection made me stronger. And every failure moved me one step closer to success. Perhaps you're facing your own failures right now. Perhaps you've been rejected. Perhaps you've been told you're not good enough. Perhaps you're standing exactly where Alex once stood. Ready to quit. If that's you, remember this. Success doesn't belong to the smartest. Success doesn't belong to the luckiest. Success belongs to those who refuse to stop. Because sometimes, the difference between a dream that dies and a dream that comes true is simply one more attempt. Thank you for listening to IQ English Podcast. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs encouragement today. Like the video, subscribe the channel. And remember, keep learning, keep growing, keep believing, and never stop chasing your dreams.